Everyone. Welcome to the crash course for analytics in Adobe Engage Part 2. The first one was done by our amazing partners Vinay and Balkar. If you haven't watched that earlier, please go ahead and watch the recording. It is available on Marketer User Group YouTube channel. Today, we are going to dive into more program analytics specifically. So, Ruchi and I are going to cover the same. Before we get started, let's take a look on some of the housekeeping slides. So just to lay it out here, Adobe Engage user group house rules. So in order to ensure user group stays, user focused and a safe place for members of marketing nation to learn, network, and problem solve, we ask that all market user group attendees follow these rules. The first one is no self promotion or pitching of any kind of services or product is permitted at mug events. Do not contact people outside the user group without their consent. If someone is sharing some of their use cases during the mug meeting, please don't share that information without their prior consent. This mug meeting is being recorded. If you do not wish to participate in a live recorded session, please feel free to watch the recording at a later time, which will be linked after the meeting concludes, and send us any queries you may have, and you can send those to Ruchi or me. Okay. So yeah, let's just make sure you are staying connected with us. If you haven't already registered and are not already a member of Chandigarh Marketer User Group, please go ahead and register yourself. This will help you keep getting updated information on your emails. There are some upcoming opportunities that we think would be really beneficial. So there are office hours happening. So this is related to interactive webinars. So now interactive webinar is available for general audience, and customer provisioning has been completed. Please feel free to register for these office hours to learn more what is happening there. But it is really exciting opportunity. Next, Marketo Engage Skill Exchange is happening on August 8th. So please feel free to register yourself. You can scan this QR code to register. The Marketo Engage session will be hosted on August 8th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. PT. So here you will learn from our experts, champions, Adobe external experts, and they will be sharing some best practices, tips, tricks, and real world experience that will deepen your understanding of core features. So this is a really great opportunity for you guys. New learning path is also available. This is really exciting. Now you can go ahead and learn, in detail about Marketo Engage step by step. So Adobe has created this guide for you guys. So take advantage of it today. There are some upcoming user meetings happening in North America specifically. So if you wish to join any of these, please feel free to do that. There are some really exciting and really good topics in this list here. And if I talk about international, there are some other user group meetings happening internationally. So if you wish to join those, please feel free to register yourself. Okay, so today me and Ruchi are going to present. So my name is Amit Chen. I am CEO at Event Tyrant. I have been working closely with Marketo from last 13 years almost. I have done almost everything in Marketo, setting up Marketo instances from scratch, implementing best practices, optimizing existing Marketo instances, and whatnot. So really glad to be here, and thank you for joining. Ruchi, over to you.
Thank you, Amit. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on the location you are at. And thank you so much for joining us for the second session in the series of Crash Course in Reporting. We are delighted to guide you through today's agenda. I'm Ruchila Pran, working as Senior Manager at Graziti Interactive. I've been using Marketo since 2014, and my experience with Marketo lies in designing and implementing solutions for empowering marketing campaign strategies, streamlining lead generation, setting up and managing instances effectively, and building scalable solutions for lead management. Um, so, in order to kickstart, first things first, we need to address some foundational elements in order to set the stage for effective report building in Marketo. So, meaning familiarity with Marketo's reporting tools and interface is a must. Also, it's essential to clearly understand where your data is coming from, how it's being captured, and ensuring its accuracy. So here on the screen, you're seeing some of the prerequisites for achieving the desired outcomes. We'll go through them one by one. Standardizing programs, ensuring that we have organized programs and folders distinctively within Marketo, following a standardized nomenclature which is graspable. Channels and tags and classifications, like assigning each program to a specific channel. It could be email marketing, events or webinars, and configuring the channel settings, including the success criteria. Tags are important, and we should be creating tags to for better categorization and filtering of the reports. And for the classifications are needed in terms of the product line. It could region or maybe a campaign owner for that matter, more detailed analysis, and defining what constitutes a success of each and every program. It could be a lead conversion, could be event attendance or content downloads. So it should be well within the program settings of Marketo. Uh, Tracking and action is also very important. So implementing UTM parameters for tracking the source of leads and also attributing them to the correct programs. CRM integration is to be ensured that your Marketo is well connected with the CRM system, and it also allows a seamless data flow for better tracking of leads throughout the sales funnel. Next, another important aspect is maintaining data quality. Should be maintaining clean and accurate data within the Marketo instance. Remove duplicates or enrich any missing information, and ensure that the lead information data health is up to date. Next is analytics behavior settings. They determine whether programs are assigned to a channel, and they are reportable in Marketo's analytics. Program member status should be regularly updated in order to reflect their current engagement and progression step by step. Program cost tracking is to be associated with each program inside Marketo. This includes, for example, budget or actual cost or any other financial metrics which are relevant to the program for reporting purposes. Next is user management, ensuring that users who are going to generate and view the performance reports, they have appropriate permissions within Marketo. You can create any necessary custom fields that might be required for the specific reporting needs. And third-party integrations, you can define and configure custom metrics that you want to work or track in your reports. Last but not the least, the documentation. Maintain a thorough documentation for your reporting processes. Apply the definitions of success criteria and any specific configurations which are to be used in Marketo. So this would really help, team responsible for setting up and analyzing performance reports and to be well trained in using Marketo. With this, we will kickstart with the first agenda, that is program performance report, which in Marketo is a game changer for understanding how well your marketing programs are doing for you. It further breaks down important metrics, gives you a clear picture of what's working and what needs an improvement. and you can fine tune your strategy and get more bang for your buck, and making sure your efforts, marketing efforts, they are hitting the mark. uh, Now let's go through some key components of this report, starting with the report filters which are available. For example, tags, channels, period cost, and program. So tags and channel, they can be defining your business service or region, and channel are the type of program that you are running. Period cost is date of incurred cost between a particular time frame, and you can also choose a folder which is containing a group of programs, or you can also build this report selecting a one specific program. On the next inside, you are seeing some performance matrix that this report provides, which is program status and program channel status. Are It indicates the current status of the program. It helps tracking the life cycle of each program, and program channel is the medium through which the program is delivered. Like I mentioned, it could be webinar, web form, social media, or anything, and it enables analysis of which channel are most effectively working for you for reaching out, engaging with your audience. Total members and new names. Total members are the leads or contacts which are associated with the program, and higher the member numbers, it indicates strong interest or effective promotion. New name, they are the number of new leads generated by the program. It shows the overall ability of the program to attract new prospects, and in this case also higher the number suggests a successful lead gen efforts. Then comes success. It's the total number of members who have met the program's success criteria, and it also helps you evaluating how well the program is achieving its goals. And next is total cost, which is the total expenditure associated with running of the program, and it provides insights into the financial investment required, and also it's essential for budgeting and ROI calculations. Cost per members and cost per new name. Total cost divided by number of program members, and cost per new names is total cost divided by number of new members. So they both evaluate the efficiency of lead gen efforts, and lower the cost per new name indicates more efficient spending. Similarly, cost per success, it's total cost divided by number of successful program members, and again lower cost per success suggests a better use of resources. Yeah, let's have a look at the report, how it looked like inside Marketo. On the top screenshot is covering channel, which is live event, and in the pink columns, you're seeing the program statuses which are associated with this channel, like how many people were invited, how many people registered or visited the event. And in the snapshot below, there are multiple programs, and they're using different channels. So you can also create a clubbed report for understanding how different channels are acting for you. Like in this case, I selected webinar, web content, and email send. Remaining the columns are same as I explained for total members, new names, so on and so forth. So using these matrix, they're very insightful for presenting a clear and concise reports to the stakeholders. Yeah. Okay, now let's have a look. So there are 4 different types of programs available inside Marketo, and every program has the flexibility or capacity to produce certain, visual or dashboard in order to support us with the insightful metrics like related to membership of the program and how they're progressing step by stage. This one is default program dashboard. Default programs, they offer a great flexibility in how you set up, and they are anything but event, engagement, or email type program, and they're most commonly used for building out initiatives which are more focused on data management or lead operations or lead scoring and stuff like that. And you are seeing the data with respect to historical and current metrics. So historical data is based on past behaviors and preferences, and current data. It allows for real-time personalization and targeting, ensuring that most relevant content is delivered to the program members. Yeah, next slide, Hamid. Thank you. This one is event program dashboard. Event programs are used for setting them on site or virtual events, and they also allow you to track activities like attendance registered. So in this chart, you are able to see these type of membership information, and they are suitable for building webinars, conferences, training sessions, etc. And they are easily integrated or collaborated with event hosting platforms like On24, GoToWebinar, etc. Next, we have email type dashboard, email program dashboard, and email program. They're very helpful, and they allow you to quickly, just easily send the email to a bunch of people. And they include the dashboard, which is presented as a snapshot on the right side. And this is actually based on the A/B test that was conducted using three variants of email. And you can see in the pie chart, it's giving the delivered metrics for all the three variants. And on the right side, we can see how many people clicked on different emails. And the table below is for click to open percentage. And on the right hand side, it's the overall summary for how many people clicked and how many people unsubscribed. So email programs, they do offer time zone based functionality, and they can be easily nested under event and default type programs. Next slide, we have about engagement program. So I'll not be spending much time because Amit is covering this topic in very much detail. So I'll quickly just walk you through how the dashboard looks like and what is the purpose of using engagement program. They're commonly used for building onboarding or ongoing nurtures, and it also offers you the flexibility of using time zone based send feature. And they are um, helpful for providing you with the ability to receive content using a person cadence. And you're also able to see the insights related to how many members were required, how many people exhausted the content you were sending, and what was the engagement rate, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Next section, I'll talk about program member custom fields reporting. So this is another very strong feature that Marketo offers, but one of the most least less utilized feature inside Marketo. So program member custom field reporting, they allow you to capture and build report on additional data specific to members of a program. And by book's definition, they can be used in Marketo forms, smart list filters, and triggers, and custom and smart campaign flow actions. On the left hand side, you can see how triggers and filters they can be used. And there are certain things which are worth noting and worth keeping in to your consideration when we are planning to use these fields. So they support only boolean, date, time, float, integer, string, and URL types. And program member custom fields, they are available only inside marketing activities and not in design studio or database. So in case you're planning to clone or move a form, and that form is using a PMCR field, or that form is either standalone or embedded to the Marketo's landing page, so you cannot move or clone that form outside of marketing activities. And you can very easily sync your program member custom fields data with campaign member custom fields and Salesforce fields. The program member object, it can accommodate up to 20 custom fields instance wide. And these fields are available to any program type. There's no such limitation. If you want to remove a member out of the program and that member is holding a program member data, so that data will be totally scrubbed from that field, or you would lose that data. And in order to view the data, you can simply click on the members tab of the program, and you can also create a custom view, picking up the fields that you want to see the information on. Next up is how import and export works. So they work through list and APIs both, and exports, they only work on program member list and not on static list. And if you want to merge two people, the winner's program member custom field data, they will be considered as a winning record. But in case you want to, in case there is no value available for PMCF field, so the loser's value will be occupied. And then data value type is not supported on PMCF fields. Also, the contains operator, it's not supported for PMCF field. With this, I will hand over to Amit again. Yeah, Amit, over to you.
Thank you, Ruchi. This was very insightful. I hope everyone enjoyed. So let's take a look on engagement program performance. So before we dive into engagement program performance, I just want to make sure everyone understand what engagement program is. And from there, we will go and dive into the program performance reports. So as you can understand, engagement programs are not really simple to implement. These are a little bit complex in nature. So let's first understand what exactly engagement programs are and why we are using them. So before that, I will take a step back and talk about lead nurturing in general, right? So lead nurturing, what is lead nurturing? Lead nurturing helps you, looking at a wider database of your company and your prospect, and you try to nurture them, to educate them step by step with a structured content over time, and try to provide the right content to the right people at the right time, what they need, right? So usually, if you look at, there are, from a funnel perspective, there are different stages, like awareness stage, where people are just learning about your products, your services, your company, and what you do, what problems you are solving. At that time, you would like to send them like cheat sheets, blogs, educational content to make them aware about what pain points you are solving. Once they are engaged with that type of content and they are kind of consuming that, then based on certain, maybe you can also start scoring those people. Based on those scores, you can move them from awareness stage to engagement stage, where they will try to learn more about like actual product, right? So at that time, you might want to send them things like webinars, industry reports, frameworks, all that kind of stuff. Once they engaged with that engagement uh, content, you can move them to consideration phase. At this stage, they will become like MQLs, right? So at that time, you want to send them testimonials, case studies, and all that kind of stuff. This will help them learning more and more about your products, your services over time, right? And at this stage, once they are they understand enough, they might be ready to talk to your sales, and that time you might want to convert them to SQL. Once they are in SQL stage, you have to definitely connect with your sales team, understand what kind of content they really want to send to these people. Because now these leads have been handed over to sales, and sales is following up with them. You have to make sure we are not, providing some misguided information at that time. So this phase is really crucial, and you have to make sure your sales team knows what content you are sending. So at this time, you might want to share some product features, Q&As, assessment kind of stuff with your audience. Once they pass that SQL stage to customer, that means they have already bought your services or products. You might want to send them like references from other customers, pricing details, sales collaboration, all that kind of stuff, right? And once they start using your product, you might want to delight them with support, product onboarding, providing some onboarding templates, how to better utilize the product overall, and how to get best ROI out of that investment, right? So if you see, this is kind of a very structured and tailored content that we are providing to the users over time, and you can highly personalize this content based on their demographic attribute, their firmographic attribute, their geographic attribute, their activities, what type of content they are consuming, and all that kind of stuff, right? So at that time, if you see, it involves personalization, it involves automation, it involves scoring, it involves sales handover. So this is kind of really getting complex, right? But you can start with very basic stuff as well. It's not like you have to start from this complexity at all. So engagement programs in Marketo actually helps you setting up these kind of complex and really useful, powerful, nurture campaigns. So Marketo is well known for its powerful engagement engine by delivering the right content to the right audience at the right time in a very personalized manner. Engagement Marketo brings more power to the marketing managers to set up an engagement engine to keep your prospects, customers warm and well connected with your brand. Engagement programs in Marketo also allows you to set up simple to very complex nurture campaigns, as I mentioned earlier, where you can present the content to the end user in a very systematic way. So before we dive into the report, I also wanted to cover a little some key terms here because these are really important for you to understand. So first one is a stream. What is a stream? A stream is a pool of prioritized content that engagement program will use to people, right? So you can have like 5 emails within a stream, and you can sort those in a specific manner. That's why I mentioned like engagement programs helps you sending out the content in a systematic way, right? So you can prioritize your content based on what you want to send first to your prospects. Content is the actual asset that you are sending out to your prospects, your emails. Cast is the event when email send happens from engagement program. A stream cadence is when you decide a cast to happen on level. This is how you schedule content to go out on a regular intervals. Person cadence is person level. So there are two types of cadence on a person level, like normal or paused. If they are in normal person cadence, then they will be continue receiving the emails from that nurture program. Otherwise, if they are paused, they will not be receiving any email from that particular engagement program. This is really helpful at times when you do not want to send out further emails to someone. Transition rules is if you have multiple streams, for example, as I mentioned, one could be for awareness stream, another could be for engagement stream, right? So if you want to move people from one stream to another stream, you have to use transition rules at that time. So it is the helps you keep those people moving forward to the engagement programs there. Exhausted means a person that has received every piece of content within a stream, and they are not eligible to switch to another stream. So at that time, when someone has already received all the content and they are not moving forward with other streams, we can say this person has been exhausted. This is really important to understand because this means if the exhausted people are too much, that means your content is working or your audience that you are targeting is not relevant to that particular content. So you can go back and look at like what is wrong there and try to optimize your nurture streams and content further, or maybe audience further. Engagement score is a proprietary score that Marketo provides. I will talk more about this in a while, but it is between 0 to 100 points, and it is determined by a sophisticated formula using opens, clicks, unsubscribe, program success, and other factors. We'll dive more into the engagement score in a bit. So, what are the basic reports that you can generate of Marketo today, right? So first one, people who have exhausted the content, right? So as I mentioned, if they you can keep a track like how many people are getting adjusted and when, right? This is really good to know to keep your engagement program relevant to your audience, right? So you can either create a smart list to say show me all the people who have exhausted content from a particular stream. You can simply apply that filter and take a look on that you know uh, smart list. Or there is a dashboard as well that I will show you, that will show you like how many people are getting exhausted and when. Email performance reports are simply as Ruchi showed you earlier. It's like how many people receive those emails, how many opened clicks. So it's kind of basic and email performance report. I'm sure everyone has seen those, but still those are also really important to look at to understand how your content emails are performing overall. Engagement stream performance reports, Marketo engagement programs, they also provide you a holistic performance report on stream level that will help you understand which stream was working well for you, which is not. Understanding the engagement score, I will dive into that, and then I will also dive into the engagement dashboard. So let's understand the engagement score. So engagement score is between 0 to 100 scale. And as I mentioned, it is based on a proprietary algorithm from Marketo itself. And they take into account behavioral activities like open, clicks, success, and disengagement behavior as well, like unsubscribe, right? The engagement scores calculate data from your last three casts. A new one is calculated 72 hours after each cast, right? So if you want to really take a look on like what is the current engagement score overall, you have to wait for 72 hours after you have sent out emails from that particular stream. Engagement scores are universal for all customers. This is really great because if you have some other people in the same industry or that are working together, maybe you can collaborate and see like how their content is performing versus your content, and you can also compare with industry-wide, engagement scores to see if your engagement or your content is performing at that level or not from an industry standard point. So this is really great from that perspective. When programs are used as a content in a stream, the engagement score is based on program membership and success rates. So if you guys know, we can have two types of content on the within the stream. One can be the email directly. You can just drag and drop the email content on the stream, or you can have a nested default program inside the engagement program and then drag and drop that program on the stream and add that program as a content. This is kind of comes in when you want to set up really complex nurture programs and really want to understand the success on that piece level, on that content level, right? Otherwise, by default, you will get like a holistic from a engagement program perspective, you will get that report. But if you really want to understand, let's say you are sending out white papers or you have promoted webinar through your nurture streams. So if you really want to look at the success of those individual piece of content at that time, you might want to consider using default nested programs within the engagement program that will help you understand how many people were sent the invite, how many people registered, how many people attended. So holistically, you can get that on that content level reporting. Okay. The engagement dashboard, this is out of the box dashboard that you can see on Marketo engagement programs. So the first one is summary. On the summary, you will see like what is the overall engagement of this program. So it will give you the engagement score here for the whole program, and how many people have been unsubscribed, what is the percentage, when is the next cast. So you can look at that. At the same time, you can also look at the from a engagement perspective. If you want to see like, hey, show me the highest engaged content so far. So you can there is this gear button where you can look at different things. So if you look at highest engagement, it will show you the highest engaged content from your nurture streams. If you click on lowest engagement, you can see what are the content who are performing less. and you can go back and look at their content or a strategy overall and see like how things are happening there. You can also from a newest content perspective, you can see how my new content that I just added is performing, how is my old content is performing. This is really important to understand. Like if you added some content a year back, for example, and you are still sending out that content to your user, this will help you understand if that content is still relevant, or do you want to consider to replace that content with something new, right? So this is really really important. Exhaustion. So this is the dashboard that you will see, and it will help you understand like how many people are getting exhausted after how many casts. So for example, here on this slide, on this chart, it says 195 leads will be exhausted after one cast. So that means you might want to consider like, hey, after sending out the next email, should we add another email after this so that we can still engage these people and move them to the next stream or something, right? So this actually helps you understand how many people are going to be exhausted and out of the program. Do you want to consider sending out more content to them and keep them engaged, right? This will show you like how many people are getting exhausted after before five cast versus how many people have been exhausted, and there has been how many cast has been there since then, right? So this is really really great reporting feature that I think less and less people are utilizing today. But this actually helps you understand at content level what is working, what is not working for you. You can also look at the engagement over time. So you can look at all streams. You can go on a stream by stream level to understand how the engagement has been over time, right? Okay, so as of now, we have covered the basics of engagement reports. Now let's take a look on some of the advanced reports that you can create. I'm also cautious about the time, so I will be very quick here. From an engagement matrix perspective, you know, like open rates, click-through rates, and engagement score. We have talked about that. This actually helps you understand on content level, how things are happening. You might want to go further and understand from a conversion matrix perspective. For example, if you are promoting a white paper or something, you want to take a look on how many form submission has been there, how many people have been converted from that form submission, how many webinar attendees were there, what is the overall purchase rate if you are direct selling through your emails, right? So you might want to consider those kind of conversion metrics. You can always create people performance reports or a smart list to look at those conversions there. If you want to dig more deeper and look at like from a ROI perspective, how much pipeline this particular engagement program has influenced or generated for you, so you might want to consider lead to customer conversions. You at this point of time, as Ruchi mentioned, you might also want to create some program custom fields to track when people add it to that particular program and when they convert it to customer. This will help you creating more deeper insights within Marketo. So you can always create a smart list there and try to understand what is happening overall and how much pipeline this particular engagement program has generated for you. You can also look at the from a sales qualified lead generation perspective. You can also create reports based on MQL to SQL conversion that happens because of this engagement program. All that kind of reporting you can do there. If you want to really go into the content performance and try to look at what is happening, so as I've shown you, you might want to look at best performing content by engagement versus the drop off points. So you can also create those kind of reports. You can look at specific emails performance and see which email is performing well. You can also look at what conversion rates are there and how many MQLs or SQLs that particular piece of content has generated for you. So let's talk about measures the effectiveness. Ruchi, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. That was really insightful, I hope, for everybody. And just to summarize quickly, program performance board, they are vital for assessing the overall effectiveness of your marketing programs. And each of the metrics, they provide you with a valuable insights, and you can identify what's working, what's not. And on the other hand, engagement reports, they help you gain insights into the effectiveness of your overall content strategy. So finally, we have come to measuring the outcomes, starting with understanding of key metrics which are most relevant to your overall marketing initiatives. And you're able to measure the actual impact of the program that's happening on lead conversion, and how the leads are progressing through the sales funnel. And you're able to easily analyze different stages where most dropouts are happening, and you're able to understand or underlying reason behind it and able to mitigate those issues. Then determining which programs are delivering the best return on investment, and you can assess the impact of programs on the sales pipeline as well as revenue. So programs that are generating significant pipeline and revenue, they should be prioritized, and also used for assessing what's working well for these. You can segment the analysis of your programs, and you can apply that, building your audience segmentation for future or upcoming outreach. And customizable data is available on the basis of different attributes like we discussed, such as program type or date range and lead sources, in order to understand and getting more detailed insights. And then understanding about how the marketing and sales team, they are influencing and working towards the common goal, which is ROI, and facilitating better alignment within these two teams. It also is essential in that manner. Okay, so with this, I think we are almost time. So with this, we have come to the end of this chapter, and thank you everybody for their time and attention throughout the session. We will now open up quickly for Q&As. Please drop your questions in chat box, which I can see people are doing already, and so we can take it from there.
Sounds good. So the first question is from Sunny. Assuming program is created on event channel, for example, event happened between April 29 and May 2nd, 2024, and money spent is recognized in May 15, 2024. How and where we should attribute program period cost in Marketo? That is a very good question. Do you want me to take this, Ruchik?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. So let's understand how marketer actually calculate the period cost. So if there is just one period cost on that program, so if all the engagement from different months will be clubbed onto that particular month itself. So it doesn't matter when that is happening, in which month that is happening, it will club everything, and cost will be divided equal based on the engagement. It will be clubbed there on that particular month. So now in your example, it says April and May, and the cost was added on May 15. That means it will be clubbed on May 15 itself. So if you want to consider like cost per lead, so all the leads that were generated in April and May will be calculated towards May 15 itself. Okay, so there are like a couple of more points that I just want to make. Like if there are two period costs over time, let's say there is one in April, one is let's say in August, and in between you don't have any period costs. So what Marketer does is it usually calculates the period costs backwards. So and if there is no period cost before that month, for example, from for January there was no period cost, but it was there in April, so it will forward that engagement to April in that manner, right? But if there are multiple period costs, it will always try to calculate that backwards, right? So in this example from May, June, July, it will be clubbed towards April. I hope it makes sense. I will also share a really uh, good document on this from Marketo itself. You can go there and understand that on. They have added some good examples there, so you can go to this link there. Okay. So the next one was, can you explain how we can move the records from one stream to another? And if you are doing it by transition rules, then which stream we have, uh, we will be defining those rules. I think someone has
Yeah,
already
already
answered this
answered.
question, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for doing that. Just for audience purpose, transition rules always pulls data, so we have to define the rules in the stream where you need people to go. That is the destination. For example, if you want to move people from stream 1 to stream 2, you will be defining rules on stream 2. That's absolutely correct. And as she mentioned, you can also leverage separate smart campaigns if you want to have additional and complex, transition rules. You can use smart campaigns as well to move people from one stream to another.
Yeah, and it's a by default feature as well for the engagement program. So if you click on the transition rule, so you would see some default filters and flow steps already there, which are decided for moving the leads from one stream to the other one. So which is why we always advise to use the target stream for moving the leads.
Yeah. The other question is that how can we check the emailability status in the engagement program? Like we can see this result tab in a campaign, but how to do that in engagement program? That is a very, very good question. So you have to understand, like on a smart campaign. Sorry, Ruchi, if you want to take it. I'm
No, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
on campaign, you have like that result tab where you can see different activities, what is happening within that flow stats. But on engagement program, you do not have that kind of things. But you can always create a email performance report to look at like what is the overall email ability of that particular email. If you really want to go on user level, you can always create a smart list to understand how many people actually bounced versus unsubscribed versus sent but not received, all that kind of stuff. So you can always create that report there using
Yeah,
smart.
and
If you want
it's
to add,
always beneficial to use segmentations just to keeping your marketable and non-marketable leads different separately. So obviously you'll be entering those people who are qualifying for the engagement program, and there's always a beneficial to have additional check that whether these leads are mailable or not.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, okay, is there any other question? Another question, not sure how to leverage Marketo in attributing revenue. Okay. Um, I think Ruchi has already covered it, but Ruchi, do you take it?
Leverage market when attributing revenue. Well, program performance report, it really gives you a lot of insights about how the ROI is coming up for you, but we do have some advanced level of reporting as well, and the dashboard that all of these reports provide. So basically it all kind of you can easily tie up with the end goal, so that's something which Marketo provides inbuilt. But just to have advanced level of reporting, and you can also utilize the revenue cycle model for having more detailed insights on that one.
Yeah, and just to add, they are asking for an example, like if someone is touching webinar program and 2 months later the same lead touches event. So what Marketer does is Marketer looks at these different engagement and it use multi touch attribution model where it divides that opportunity into those different touches, right? So if I'm not wrong, Marketer only looks at 6 months back and all those activities in multi-touch attribution. And it's not weighted. It's like divided equally towards all those touch points. Hope this helps. You understand that. If a marketer form is hosted outside marketer and leads are getting in, how can it? How I get matrix in marketer? If marketer form is also
So either it's
what kind of
embedded on, so if sorry if you want to take this up.
yeah, if you can explain a little like what kind of matrix you are looking for, but if you are really trying to understand, but I think if you have Munchkin code on your website, you can always track all those activities there, right? You can always see like how many people visited that particular page, how many submitted that, and you can also look at the further engagement. If there is anything specific, Sadaf, if that you are looking for from a metric standpoint, please elaborate more on that.
And to top up, I mean, there's Marketo's API that you can utilize for, sending or passing the emails to a particular program, for example, or maybe just, adding them into the Marketo's database. So that's another bridge that you can use. And I think it's similar. Yeah, you just mentioned performance of the form, a number of form fields, or yeah, it's equivalent to that matrix only. So basically, page views is something different. So if it's an external page, which is not Marketo's landing page, so there's another way of capturing. Maybe you can rely more on clicks instead of visits, because that is sitting outside of Marketo. But for understanding how the leads are entering through Marketo's form, so you can use third party tools as well, and you can utilize Marketo's API for tracking the leads and their lead sources. So UTM tracking is another parameter that we covered in this presentation. So that is also helpful for you to understanding all the lead sources and where they're coming from to your Marketers database.
Yeah, and what I've seen people what they do is like they track these stuff on program level. So you can always create smart campaigns to look at specific page views and update the page visit on program as a program status for that particular lead. And at the same time, if they are filling out the form, you can also update their fills out form as a status on the program, and then create a program performance report to understand how that form is performing overall. But sometimes it's a little bit tricky. If your page views are really high, then it is not advisable. But if there are limited page views, then you can do that. Okay, I think it has been great. We are a little bit over the time. Thank you so much, everyone, for your additional time here today. Really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed this session, and definitely we will come and announce the another session that we will plan in near future.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.